Item number 7. You're still up, Chief.
I'm still up. Item number 7. So I'm before you tonight about to discuss with you about the purchase of personal protective equipment, what we call PPE. It's our turnouts, our turnout coats, and our turnout pants for the Yuba City Fire Department. NFPA, National Fire Protection Association, establishes a policy setting for mandatory replacement of turnouts, or they recommend mandatory replacement of turnouts every 10 years to ensure that we got proper protective clothing. The Yuba City Fire Department spent the last 2 years reviewing current PPE inspections and making recommendations to upgrade our specifications to meet current safety guidelines based on what's industry standard out there. As well, CAL FIRE recently went through a statewide analysis and established new specifications for their future purchase of personal protective equipment for their personnel as well. Using the new CAL FIRE specifications as a starting point, Yuba City Fire Department evaluated its specification and has updated our department specification to meet the new industry standard. Based upon this new specification for our PPE, our turnouts, we contacted 2 manufacturers, Globe and Morning Pride, who met the new CAL FIRE specification and had each company produce 1 set of turnouts we would use for field testing for about 4 months. During that time, we tested in the field. We looked at a number of components such as during that test period, such as wear, comfort, mobility, those type of things. Based upon the firefighters' feedback and in the best interest of the city, Globe turnouts were selected as a turnout of choice. Globe turnouts met all the new industry standards and cost less than Morning Pride gear, the other one we looked at. So we do have funding in our current budget. We budgeted ahead of time to make sure we had funding available to replace these turnouts. So we have funding in our current year budget. So at this time, I'm asking for authorization to purchase 40 sets of Globe personal protective equipment turnouts from Ellen Curtis and Sons of Oakland in the amount of $80,657. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
I have a couple quick questions for you, Chief.
Okay.
So we're replacing all of we don't do it on a staggered basis. We do it at a one time every so often. Is that how we do it? Or?
Yeah, actually what the plan was, originally I was going to try and replace half this year and half next year. But I was able to acquire, when I worked with Robin Bertagna, our finance officer, we were able to achieve half that funding. But because I was able to acquire another grant for our helmets, which is a separate issue, I had some leftover money that they also put in the budget. So I went to Robin and said, hey, do you want this money back, or would you like me to apply towards turnouts, and we'll get as many as we can this year and maybe not have to buy any next year at all. And so her recommendation was to go ahead and put that money that was already budgeted from the helmets, where we luckily received a grant, so we didn't have to spend it on that, and put it towards the turnouts. So originally, to get back to your question, yes, we were going to stagger it over a 2-year period, but we were able to get enough funding to purchase them all this year. And then that'll put us on a 5-year rotation plan. So every 5 years we'll rotate out. So we'll have one primary set, and then one reserve set.
That was going to be my next question. What do we do with the old turnouts then?
The old turnouts will go into reserve status and for 5 years, and then we'll rotate them out.
Do we rotate those to departments that don't have budgets to be able to acquire this type of equipment?
Yes, a lot of I just sent some older turnouts, or even older than that, probably 15 plus years, that no longer met the standard for us. We sent it through the Bomberos program down to Mexico to help them out.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments of staff? All right.
Move to approve staff's recommendation.
All right. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second that.
All right. I have a second. Any further comments or questions? Seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Pete.
Thank you very much.